Back with another workout today. You saw arms, shoulders, and calves starting off 3 sets, cable, tricep, katana extensions. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly confident I have some kind of imbalance going on in my pressing movements, and I think it's my tricep. Like, if you just see here, the left tricep is a little bit behind the right one at times. Yeah, you could see it right there. So I'm really focusing on unilateral tricep movements because I really want to fix that imbalance, because on my incline pressing anyway, it's really been affecting that. Like, I can do an extra rep on the one side. So I like to start my workout off with that. And then we do 4 sets of the cable Bayesian curl. Really like this one because, well, this is also working the biceps unilaterally, but it's also providing maximum stretch and tension on the biceps. So this is pretty much the exercise I start with pretty much all the time for biceps. It's absolutely my favorite, and I would totally recommend you guys try this if you haven't already. I know it looks kind of gimmicky because of science this and science that, but I really feel this one hitting my biceps good. So really like this exercise, and we're obviously pushing it very, very hard. Next, we got 3 sets of dumbbell skull crushers. Now, I think I do prefer the easy bar over dumbbells slightly when I do skull crushers, but again, I'm trying to fix this tricep imbalance I got. Again, left one slightly weaker than the right, so I'm trying to do as many unilateral tricep movements as I can so I can hopefully fix that imbalance, because it's kind of starting to piss me off, because it's just, I'm having to end my pressing sets early, like a rep early on the one side, because my right side can do like an extra rep, whereas my left side will give out. And that doesn't really feel too great. So definitely want to get that fixed. The actual size of the muscle, like the size of the tricep, seems to be very similar, but it's just not as strong. I'm sure that will fix itself. But then we got 3 sets of dumbbell preacher curls. Probably my 2 favorite bicep exercises here. If you notice, I've been doing these a lot recently, and I've been progressing on them quite well. Although I've been progressing much faster on the cable Bayesian curl compared to the preacher curl. Don't really know why that is. I think it's because I can go up in much smaller increments on the cable Bayesian curl, but I still love the dumbbell preacher curl because it provides good stretch and high tension in the stretch position. And it's a good free weight option for the biceps. So really like that exercise. And there it is. And then again, sticking with unilateral tricep movements, 2 sets of crossbody cable tricep extensions. So this is going to target the triceps a little bit more in the shortened position because we don't have the triceps overhead. So it's going to be disengaging. Well, I guess, yeah, it's not going to hit the long head as hard here because we're not overhead, and we're not even getting a maximum contraction on the triceps because our arms aren't going behind our torso. But I still love this exercise. It's a good middle ground, I think. So I do 2 sets there. And then I do 1 set of hammer preacher curls. Now, I think hammer curls for most people are pretty pointless because they really train your brachialis and brachioradialis really well. But those 2 muscles get hit so hard on all your back work in your program, even if you use straps. So I don't think it's necessary for everyone. But for me, I just have weak arms in general in comparison to the rest of my physique. So I think, I need to develop those forearms and the brachioradialis a little bit more as well. And now moving on to the shoulders, my favorite shoulder exercise of all, 5 sets of the machine lateral raise. I have not done a standard dumbbell lateral raise ever since I've gotten this machine because I think this machine is so freaking good. Definitely my favorite. Feels freaking smooth, and I also, again, love doing lots of log leg partials after done my normal reps, as you can see here, because it's a little bit harder in the contracted position, and shoulders are also a bit of a weakness for me. So I do a lot of volume for them. And then we got calves, 8 sets of standing calf raise machines. You guys would probably think I'm freaking crazy for doing 8 sets of calves, but I'm really trying to bring them up, man. I mean, I think they're really freaking weak, so I do 8 sets, all long length partial reps. So I just go on the pendulum squat. I'll either use the pendulum squat or the belt squat when I do these, but today I just decided to use the pendulum squat, and I'll do 8 freaking sets. I keep the weight the same, and I slowly, the reps slowly go down as I start fatiguing. But there it is, first set done, and believe me, they're on fire. And then 4 sets of cable crossover reverse flies, a single arm. Now, I do them single arm and like this because I find when I do standard cable crossover reverse flies, when I get that full squeeze, my mid traps just completely take over, and the next day, my rear delts aren't sore. It's my mid traps. So this is the only exercise for the rear delts for me anyway, where my mid traps don't take over, and I really feel it in my rear delts. So even though I hate single arm movements where I can only do one arm at a time and then I got to go do the other one, this is the only variation that I think hits my rear delts effectively. So I got to do them, and I suck it up. And then I got 2 sets of dumbbell shoulder press. I actually forgot to film a video for this, so this is actually a little bit of an older clip, but hey, I'm a freaking melon. What are you gonna do? I forget shit sometimes. So doing that here. My shoulder press strength has also been going up ever since my show, from when I had to diet and all that stuff, which is good, but obviously it's still pretty weak overall in comparison to everything else, because I always like to do my shoulder press at the end of my workouts on arms and shoulder days. So my triceps and my side delt and rear delts are probably going to be giving out first, which is what I want when I'm doing the shoulder press anyway. But just to make sure the front delts are getting hit really effectively, we're doing 2 sets of cable front raises. I like the cable front raise like this because our arms go behind us and we get peak tension in the stretch position when we do it like that. So we get a maximum stretch and really high tension on the front delts. I know a lot of people, hate on front raises, and for a good reason for the most part. But if you are actually, shoulders are weak for me, my front delts are kind of weak overall, I guess, because I just got weak shoulders in general. So I like to do that. But that's the workout, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.